The Wyoming plains stretched endlessly under a sky so vast it seemed to swallow the world whole. The sun dipped low, painting the horizon in hues of amber and crimson, casting long shadows across the sagebrush and dust. Jake Callahan leaned against the weathered split-rail fence of the Lazy T Ranch, his Stetson tilted to shield his eyes from the dying light. At 32, Jake was a man carved from the land itself, broad-shouldered, with hands calloused from years of roping cattle and mending fences. His face, tanned and lined beyond his years, bore the quiet weight of a life spent alone. The ranch hands respected him, the townsfolk nodded when he passed, but Jake kept his distance. Solitude was his companion, as familiar as the creak of his saddle or the lowing of the herd. He'd long since accepted that his days would be filled with work and his nights with the stars, and he'd made peace with it, or so he told himself. 10 years earlier, on a blistering summer afternoon, Jake had been wrestling with a broken gate near the edge of the Lazy T's eastern pasture. Sweat dripped from his brow, and his shirt clung to his back as he hammered a new post into the hard-packed earth. The work was grueling, but it kept his mind steady, far from the ache of a life that felt emptier than it should. He was so focused he didn't hear the soft patter of footsteps until a small voice piped up, sharp and clear as a bell. "You look lonely, Mr. Cowboy." Jake startled, nearly dropping his hammer. He turned to find a girl no older than 10 standing a few paces away, hands planted firmly on her hips. Her pigtails were askew, one ribbon half untied, and her cotton dress was streaked with dirt, likely from chasing something she shouldn't. Her green eyes sparkled with a mischief that made Jake's lips twitch despite himself. She was Clara May Hensley, the only child of Tom Hensley, whose ranch bordered the Lazy T to the south. Jake had seen her before, usually trailing her father like a shadow, but they'd never spoken. "Lonely, huh?" Jake said, wiping his brow with the back of his hand. "What makes you say that, little miss?" Clara tilted her head, sizing him up like she was judging a prize steer. "You're out here all by yourself, fixin' fences when everybody else is eatin' supper. Ain't you got nobody to go home to?" Jake chuckled, a low, rumbling sound that felt foreign in his throat. "Reckon I'm just fine with my horse and the stars. Don't need much else." "That ain't right," Clara declared, her small face scrunching in disapproval. "Everybody needs somebody. My pa says so, and he's the smartest man I know." Jake leaned the hammer against the fence and crouched to her level, his knees creaking. "Your pa's a wise man, but I'm doin' all right. What about you? Shouldn't you be home, helpin' your ma with supper?" Clara puffed out her chest. "I'm explorin'. Pa says I'm gonna run the ranch someday, so I gotta know every inch of it. And I know this ain't our land, but I